Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Hey, everybody. Is that what you were expecting me to do?
Yeah, you do your little...
Hey, everybody.
Let's talk about standard operating procedures. We got a question that came in from Ryan Harrell on SOPs, which stands for Standard Operating Procedures, and how to manage those for your team. So, do you have any thoughts?
Oh, well, standard operating procedures makes me think of my time at the police department because they were very ingrained in the culture there that, hey, this is our policy manual. This is our go-to whenever we have a question, how do we deal with something? And they were very specific, but yet allowed room for decision-making on the employee level.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. So a standard operating procedure necessarily isn't per se a policy manual, is it? It's more, a policy manual is kind of a coverall.
They kind of go hand in hand.
They do. They do go hand in hand. But for a specific task, such as a standard operating procedure for mowing, what we did is we actually tried to develop our own SOP for mowing, and we ended up finding a good SOP from a Green Industry Pro out there by the name of Cody Stickle. And Cody has a SOP called Mow Like a Pro, and we actually purchased it from him. It's great. All kinds of great pictures, exactly telling or instructing you how to mow like a pro, how to do your patterns with your stripes, where to start off with your trimming. And basically it was like a 16 or 18 page long manual on what the best way is, in his opinion, and all the research that he's done of how to mow someone's lawn in most circumstances.
So you don't have to start from scratch. 9 times out of 10, if you're trying to do something, there's at least a starting point out there. So doing your own research and finding that starting point can save you some time and effort.
Absolutely. And then I think Ryan's question was, how do you manage that? So my advice would to be have some print versions available for your team to be able to look at, whether you stick them into a binder, put them in the back of their trucks if they have questions, especially for your new hires. They could be looking over those SOPs as they're going to job sites while the foreman's driving or whatever. So that might be an option. And then another option would be to save those SOPs as a PDF or Word doc or whatever into the cloud-based system, a Dropbox, Google Docs or whatever, to where they can be accessed out in the field with a smartphone or a tablet. So that would be a place I would think would be very well fit to manage those.
Same with your policy manual too. You want to make sure it's available so people can refer to it if they need to.
Absolutely. So that's our Free Advice Friday for SOPs. Get them in the cloud so they can be saved and so your team can access them out in the field.
And one more note on that is getting people to sign off on them too. So you sit down, you go over things, they signed off that they understand what's expected of them, and you've got that documentation. Good
point. And I have another good point, now that I'm thinking about it, is your SOPs are always going to be ever-changing. With technology, equipment that you use, things like that, there's probably always going to be a new and better way that a certain task can be done. So be open-minded to that being changed. So, all right, everybody. Well, hope all is well. Happy Friday. Have a great upcoming weekend, and we will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Take care.